Yo, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another reaction video. We got the choking legacy of Kyle Shanahan. I agree, bro. Like it all dates back to, you know what I'm saying, that 28-0 lead they had against the Patriots, and then they allowed the Patriots to win that game, you know what I'm saying, the Super Bowl and shit. And then when they faced the Chiefs in the 2019 Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying, they allowed 21 unanswered points, bro, in the fourth quarter. 21. Like, they were controlling that whole game up until that point, bro. And then you got the game from last year where they were up 10-0, you know what I'm saying, at the start of that game. And then the Chiefs end up winning that shit in overtime. Yeah, I do, like, he's a great head coach to a certain extent. This nigga is 32-40. Like, his win-loss record as a head coach. So, that's not really that good, bro. If we're, you know what I'm saying, talking about all the legendary coaches and shit like that. Kyle Shanahan is I think he is a offensive minded coach, but when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, really coaching his players, he's not, you know what I'm saying, the best. He's still a pretty decent head coach, but I feel like he is a choke artist when it comes to the playoffs and shit. But let's go ahead and check
Kyle
this out.
Shanahan was born in the shadow of his father. The father and son
Mike
duo's
Shanahan.
records echo one another. Each has been to a Super Bowl as an offensive coordinator, and two as head coach of their own teams.
Yeah.
The elder Shanahan won it all, calling plays for the '94 Niners, and took home back-to-back titles with the Broncos at the end of the decade.
Damn.
The junior Shanahan has seen a different fate
Yep.
in the big game. He was the architect for the top offense of the 2016 season.
Yep.
And the head coach of
28-0.
two dominant 49er teams in 2019 and 2023. In those three Super Bowls, Shanahan's teams held leads of 25, 10, and 10 points again.
Like, bro, this shit is crazy, bro. He's had a lead in every single game in the Super Bowl and ended up losing all of those. Two of them in overtime, and then one of them at the end of regulation where they lost. I believe it was 31-20 in the 2019 Super Bowl they had against the Chiefs.
They
like,
lost
it's
all
crazy.
3 games. In no uncertain terms, he and his teams have consistently done one thing in the most important situations. They've choked.
Yup.
This is the choking legacy of Kyle Shanahan.
Okay.
Kyle Shanahan was born in Minneapolis, while his father, Mike Shanahan, coached at the University of Minnesota. From a young age, Kyle was immersed in the world of football, following his father from one coaching position to another. In 1994, he attended Saratoga High School in California, while his father was the offensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers. The family's next move took them to Greenwood Village, Colorado, where Kyle finished his high school education at Cherry Creek High School, as his father took the reins as head coach of the Denver Broncos. Shanahan's passion for football led him to accept a scholarship at Duke University, but he soon transferred to the University of Texas at Austin. Starting as a walk-on, he played wide receiver for the Longhorns, a team brimming with future NFL talent. Despite a modest college playing career, Kyle's real talent, like his old man, lay in his understanding of the game.
If y'all hear a lot of noise in the background, but they're shooting fireworks outside.
After graduating in 2003, Shanahan's coaching career began with a graduate assistant position at UCLA under Carl Dorrell. His first major opportunity came in 2004 when he was hired as an assistant coach for offensive quality control by John Gruden with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Kyle quickly proved his worth, and in 2006, he joined the Houston Texans as their wide receivers coach under Gary Kubiak, a former colleague of his father. At just 27, Shanahan became the youngest position coach in the NFL.
Oh, shit.
A testament to his football acumen. His rise continued as he became the Texans quarterbacks coach and then their offensive coordinator, the youngest in the NFL. However, his career took a challenging turn when he joined his father at Washington in 2010. Despite the team's struggles and accusations of nepotism, Shanahan continued to prove himself. In 2012, a fine for
it's like, bro, it's kind of crazy that Redskins team didn't win shit, bro. With Kyle Shanahan, they had Matt LaFleur as well, bro. They had a lot of great coaches that still never won anything.
During a loss only added to the controversy surrounding his tenure. The Shanahans were eventually fired in 2013 after a disappointing season. along with a haunting roster of coaching talent. Yeah, Commanders fan, your owner was an idiot. Undeterred, Shanahan took on the role of offensive coordinator for the Cleveland Browns in 2014.
Okay.
But resigned after a year due to disagreements with the head coach and front office. His next opportunity came with the Atlanta Falcons in 2015. And then things started to fall in place.
Yep.
In Kyle Shanahan's second season as the OC under Dan Quinn, the Atlanta Falcons offense soared to record heights. In his 8th year at the helm, Matt Ryan had a stellar year, earning his first and only MVP award as the team powered its way through the NFC to making a surprising Super Bowl appearance. The Falcons entered Super Bowl 51 as underdogs against the New England Patriots. However, the game took a dramatic turn in the second quarter when Atlanta surged to a 21-0 lead, spurred on by a Robert Alford.
I said 28-0. I meant 28-3. My bad.
By late in the third quarter, the Falcons were up by that infamous score, 28-3, seemingly on the brink of securing the championship, their first in team history. Yet, no lead felt entirely safe against the Tom Brady-era Patriots. Blowing a 25-point lead, however, seemed almost unimaginable.
For real, bro.
So, what went wrong? While the defenses collapsed, allowing 25 points in the final 18 minutes of regulation
That is
and 6 minutes in
unreal.
overtime was a significant factor, it's more than fair to place a good deal of blame on the offense. Shanahan's offense. His aggressive play calling contributed to giving the Patriots a chance to tie the game. One sequence in particular stands out as a particularly regrettable decision.
What?
Late in the fourth quarter, with the Falcons at the Patriots' 22-yard line, Shanahan saw an opportunity to extend their lead to 2 possessions with a field goal. However, he
Dumbass.
opted to keep the pressure on,
Bro,
asking Matt
nigga
Ryan
thinks
to
he's
air
Dan
it out
Campbell.
for a touchdown and effectively end the game.
Like, it's the Super Bowl, bro.
Ryan
What are you
was
doing?
sacked for a 12-yard loss, and an offensive holding penalty on the next play wiped out any chance for a field goal. Reflecting
Damn.
on this moment during an episode of the Ringer's Flying Coach podcast in 2021, Shanahan admitted, right then I was like, oh my God, why did I just try to end it? Had the Falcons run the ball on either of those plays, even without gaining much yardage, they would have had a shot at a decisive field goal. Instead, they were forced to punt, setting up New England's game-tying drive.
Damn.
And we all know what happened next.
Yep.
Despite the ending
Shouldn't
in
that be
Atlanta,
right in
Shanahan's
overtime.
ingenuity paid
First
off
ever
when he
overtime
retired as
game
the head coach of
in
the
Super
San
Bowl
Francisco
history.
49ers, signing a 6-year deal. His first season was rocky, with the quarterback position unsettled and the team losing their first 9 games. However, the first-time head coach's leadership began to shine as the 49ers ended the season with a 5-game win streak following a midseason trade for Jimmy Garoppolo. The following years saw ups and downs, including a devastating injury to Garoppolo in 2018, but Shanahan and GM John Lynch's vision and strategy bore fruit in the 2019 season, as the 49ers finished with a 13-3 record and advanced to the Super Bowl once again. Throughout much of Garoppolo's tenure with the San Francisco 49ers, Shanahan often appeared cautious, rarely exuding confidence in his quarterback. This conservative approach generally served the team well during the regular season, but in the pressure cooker of Super Bowl 54, it set the stage for heartbreak. The 49ers were in a promising position, albeit not as commanding as the Falcons' infamous lead 3 years earlier. With just under 12 minutes left in the fourth quarter, San Francisco intercepted Patrick Mahomes, holding a 10-point lead at 20-10. At that moment, victory seemed within their grasp. Shanahan was about to right his previous wrongs. However, rather than seizing the opportunity to extend their lead, the 49ers shifted into a clock management mode, focusing on running out the time instead of putting up more points on the board. Shanahan's cautious play calling, perhaps influenced by
It's a Super Bowl, bro. You got to be aggressive.
Proved
Got
to
to
be
be.
a double-edged sword. In a close enough game with plenty of time remaining, the strategy backfired. Limiting Garoppolo to short throws, Shanahan's approach became predictable. Steve Spagnuolo's defense quickly adapted, stifling the Niners' offense. The turning point wasn't just in the fourth quarter. Earlier, Shanahan's conservative mindset had already sown seeds of missed opportunities. As the first half drew to a close, the Niners showed little urgency until Garoppolo took a deep shot to George Kittle with 14 seconds left. The catch was negated by an offensive pass interference call.
Damn.
With it, San Francisco's chances to score dwindled. Had Shanahan pushed his offense harder or managed the clock differently, they might have had at least secured a field goal before halftime. The pattern continued.
Boneheaded mistakes, man.
Facing a 4th and 2 at the Chiefs' 24-yard line, Shanahan chose to kick a field goal instead of going for it.
Could have did that in the Falcons Super Bowl.
But missed the chance to potentially put the game out of reach. As the final minutes ticked away, the 49ers' once promising lead evaporated. The Chiefs, led by the indomitable Patrick Mahomes, mounted a relentless comeback, eventually sealing a 31-20 victory. The narrative of the game became one of missed opportunities and conservative play calling, overshadowing Garoppolo's limitations and casting a long, inescapable shadow over Shanahan's coaching decisions. In 2020, he secured his future with a contract extension and navigated the team through a challenging season filled with injuries. The 2021 season marked a return to form, with the 49ers.
They could have definitely won this game right here, bro. It was a lot of stupid mistakes in this game for them.
In 2020,
especially that dropped interception.
Players, the emergence of rookie quarterback Brock Purdy led the team to another NFC Championship appearance. And before the 2023 season, Shanny signed another extension through 2027, leading the 49ers to a 12-5 record and another NFC West title. The season once again culminated in a trip to the Super Bowl, the third for Shanahan and second as a head coach. This time had to be different, right? Well, maybe it was for Shanahan, even if the result was the same. Kyle Shanahan found himself at the helm of a San Francisco offense that struggled to capitalize on opportunities in the biggest game of the 2020.
And it's crazy that you have one of the best wide receivers in the league, and you only throw to him twice. Like, bro, Brandon Ayuk only had like 1 or 2 catches, bro, in that game. Like, come on now.
Despite receiving 2 turnovers,
you gotta get the ball to your best playmakers in the biggest stage.
The team managed only 10 points through 3 quarters.
Uncalled for.
Tony Romo criticized Shanahan for abandoning the ground game during a scoreless third quarter, while others noted that Chiefs coach Andy Reid would have opted to kick off in overtime, unlike Shanahan. However,
dumbass nigga forgot about the new rules.
Complexity of the situation. The 49ers' decision to pass the ball during 2 consecutive 3-and-outs, while leading 10-3, stemmed largely from Kansas City disrupting their first down plays, and a crucial false start by a guard on 2nd and 10, which likely nullified a planned run. Faced with 2nd and 18 and 3rd and 15, Shanahan's decisions to pass was not an abandonment of the ground game. Both passes came from formations designed to look like runs, but Chiefs defenders Chris Jones and Leo Chenal applied pressure.
Yeah, because nobody blocked them.
That lost 8 yards and an incompletion. Shanahan's play designs later in those series aimed to exploit favorable matchups for 49ers stars like George Kittle and Deebo Samuel, but these resulted in incompletions, despite targeting a rookie backup safety and an older safety, respectively. On their third drive of the quarter, Christian McCaffrey was handed the ball on 1st down, only to be stopped for no gain by KC's Mike Pennell, who overpowered all-pro tackle Trent Williams.
Damn.
Once again, despite having a 10-point lead in the Super Bowl, it evaporated. And just like Super Bowl 51, the most crucial contest of the year, went to overtime. The decision to receive the ball in OT instead of kicking off was also defensible.
You want the ball, which way do you want to kick? San Francisco will receive first in overtime. Good luck, gentlemen.
It allowed the 49ers defense, which had worked hard at the end of the fourth quarter, to rest. However, this choice did give the Chiefs a clear objective when they finally got the ball.
Yeah.
Either match the 49ers field goal or win it. The 49ers had hoped to get the ball back, but a blocking error exploited by Jones forced them to settle for a field goal. Then Patrick Mahomes, with an 8-for-8 passing performance and 27 rushing yards, orchestrated a touchdown drive that sealed the game. Kyle's legacy so far has been written. Shanahan's critical misstep occurred late in the first half when he chose not to use his timeouts on defense. This decision likely cost his team a chance to extend their 10-3 lead before halftime. Additionally, the revelation that some 49ers players were unaware of the updated overtime rules reflected poorly on Shanahan's preparation. Despite this, the defense knew they had to stop the Chiefs' winning drive, but failed to do so.
Yep.
Even with the Chiefs receiver, McCole Hardman, unaware that a touchdown would win the game, it didn't stop him from making the catch. Shanahan's decisions were scrutinized, and while some were defensible, they ultimately fell short in preventing another Super Bowl disappointment for both him and the 49ers. Shanahan was a loser for the third time, but he didn't choke like in previous trips to the Super Bowl. The Chiefs simply won it. Regardless, the game will add to his legacy, his canvas of choke artistry tinted by the accomplishments of his dad, and it won't end until he hoists a Lombardi.
Hey man, what do you guys think? I just really think it all comes down to his decision making, bro. You know what I'm saying? He makes the worst decisions in the worst time possible. Like, bro, he could literally be a two-time, he could be a three-time Super Bowl champion right now, bro, if it wasn't for his dumb decision making. But I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Turn on post notifications, notified whenever I drop another banger video. We want to roll to 300 subs. So I'm gonna get it for more banger NFL content like this. And without further ado, I'm out. Gang.